What's up, Michigan fans? Welcome back to the Maize and Bluebeard podcast, where we talk all things Michigan football and basketball. MBB and the place to be, go blue. Welcome back to the channel. New channel here, lifelong Michigan fan. This past week since I started the channel has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you to everybody that has watched my content, commented. It's been so fun to connect with so many Michigan fans. If this is your first time here and you have a fun time, please consider subscribing, liking, all the things, because I want you to know when I have more content come out. And also leave a comment. I respond to everyone, and I'm having a blast talking to Michigan fans. So we got a lot to talk about in today's video, so let's get to it right now. First of all, I want to say thank you to all the amazing Michigan fans that hopped into my live stream that I did during the Polynesian Bowl for Salesi Moa's big announcement, which, let's start there. Ba-boom! He's a Michigan Wolverine. If you somehow missed it, athlete Salesi Moa is coming to the Michigan Wolverines. He is a two-way player. He is an excellent receiver. He's an excellent cornerback or safety. And he can return punts and kicks. And I think he's going to get a chance to do all of those things and shine for Kyle Whittingham. He was recruited out of high school. He's a recruit. He's coming in by Michigan when Sharon Moore was here, and by Kyle Whittingham at Utah and Jason Beck. He wants to be a receiver, but he's open to playing offense and defense. But if he's only going to do one thing, he would rather do receiver. And Utah said, heck yeah. Whittingham and Beck said, we'll let you play receiver and some cornerback and play on special teams, returning punts and kicks. And Michigan said, no, you're just a cornerback. So he signed with Utah. But once Kyle Whittingham and staff came to Michigan, he loved his visit to Michigan. He just didn't like that they were not going to allow him to be a receiver or give him a chance to play on both sides of the ball. So once Whittingham and company were here, it was a no-brainer for him. He's coming to the Michigan Wolverines, baby. So big news today, and I had a blast on the live stream. Thank you again. I had a great turnout. There were so many people in there. It got a lot of views. Also, I love doing live streams, so look forward to me doing many more. I did one during the late night Michigan Washington basketball game. Didn't have nearly as many views on that, but it was a late West Coast basketball game, so that's okay. But I had a blast. Thank you again to everybody. Look forward to more of those and to seeing some of you in the comment section. You guys are fantastic. So big news was Salesi Moa, of course. The next thing is, when is his brother Asa Moa gonna join too? He was sharing the people's posts about Salesi Moa, his brother, putting fire emojis and all this kinds of stuff. He had a visit with Michigan already. He's been offered by Michigan already. So hopefully we're just going to have to wait. Hopefully by the time you see this video on Saturday out there that he's coming, because we could use another linebacker in there. Speaking of linebackers, that is really the biggest area that everyone wants to see Michigan get somebody in. It's really the only area they haven't gotten a transfer portal player to come in yet. Of course, we all thought we had Olave, and admissions, it caused some issues, and he went to BYU. So, and we got kind of priced out by Texas on Heem the Dream Biles. So we've been waiting. We got Max Alford, solid rotational piece. Christian Pierce, a lot of potential and upside. Also helped Trey Pierce, defensive tackle, stay, which we needed him to do so. But we need some more. Hopefully we get Moa's brother, Asa. That would be great. But we need a stud. We need somebody that's with proven stuff, because we have a lot of potential. Troy Bowles, Nathaniel Owusu Boateng, and Chase Taylor are all fantastic young players who haven't had a chance to shine, and I think they're going to be awesome. But if we could just get one guy, even, hopefully two, that would be awesome. So rumor on the message board streets is that Michigan is working behind the scenes with a linebacker that's on. I've heard two different things. So I've heard insiders say it. I've heard commenters say it. So I'm not sure, but rumor is I've heard kind of slightly different versions. A more vague version that Michigan is working with a linebacker behind the scenes that is not in the transfer portal, to get them to come into the transfer portal. Now that version does not say if they're going to the NFL and they're trying to talk them into coming back to the transfer portal to go to another team to play college ball next year. There's another version where it says that they are on a team and Michigan is talking to them because they're on the edge of about going to the transfer portal or not. There's an even further niched rumor that it's a Big Ten team. So a lot of people are trying to see the tea leaves and see what Big Ten linebackers jumped into the portal in the last couple days, and there's been some. So who knows? I do not know. But I do want to talk about one linebacker that would be awesome if Michigan got, but I have no idea. And that is a linebacker that was going to go to the NFL draft, but has changed their mind, withdrew from the draft, and is in the portal. Again, side note, the portal is done. We do not have to worry about any more players leaving Michigan. That's fantastic. The portal entry is done. But teams can still sign. There's players in the portal. They're there. They can sign with people however long. Or they can decide to go back to where they were and sign back with that team. So there was a player that was going to go in the NFL draft. They have changed their mind, withdrew in the transfer portal, and that is Tennessee linebacker Arion Carter, who was a starter the last 2 years, was very productive, seems like an awesome player. There's some images here of him on the field. I've watched some of his tape. He looks awesome. He's a middle linebacker. You can see him in the middle of his teammates. He seems to be a leader. So I would be really excited if they got him. Let me tell you his stats for the last 2 years. So 2024, he had 68 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, and an interception. This past year in 2025, he had 76 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 1.5 sacks. So he's been productive. He's done it in the SEC. He did say when he was interviewed that he'd like to play in the SEC when he first talked about his decision to come back and in their transfer portal. But he said, I would like to stay in the SEC, but I will go anywhere. So that's what's got some people saying, well, maybe. We'll see. Michigan should at least kick the tires because he'd be an awesome addition to the room. But if the other side of the rumors are true and it's a guy on a team or in the Big Ten, there's a few that have, but I don't know. I can't even pretend to know which ones it would be. I'll dive into it more. Hopefully we'll hear something tomorrow. But they are trying to get a linebacker. Like I said, the collective, the boosters, whatever you want to call it, they are coming through, putting up more money to make sure we get a star linebacker to add to this room that's full of potential. And there's a lot of defensive line guys still out there. They're still working. They're still hitting the ground running and trying to find pieces of the puzzle to fit in for Team 147. So we'll just have to wait and see, but there is stuff going on. They're trying to get something in the linebacker game going, and I can't wait to see what it is. Another player that could be coming to Michigan, another recruit like Salesi Moa, was a safety, a dynamic playmaking safety that had agreed to terms with Cal, who is now asked out of that. And that is Ernest Nunley, or Noonley, Nunley, Ernest Nunley. And he was a beast. His senior year, he had 5 interceptions and 20 pass deflections. So very, very active, flies around, dynamic, athletic. I would be excited if he can come in and be a future safety here at Michigan. And Michigan offered him, and he posted about it. He posted that he was offered by Michigan, and the post was very excited. So I feel like we got a good chance to get him. So keep an eye on that also in the recruiting trail. And this staff is killing it on recruiting. I mean, we've talked about how great they've done with the transfer portal and player retention. But I just see posts all the time. I've seen Guilford visiting defensive backs, when they're doing their workouts and stuff. I've seen Micah Simons all over the place talking and meeting with recruits, and the players on the team are really loving the energy and these coaches are bringing. So it's just, they're kicking butt, guys. We have such a competent, awesome staff. It's amazing. It's good stuff. We did get some LFG graphics that popped out today, all ones that were pretty no surprise. So a reserve lineman, Avery Gatch, is coming back. He made that official. A big one, safety Mason Curtis, very important part of the defense next year. He's going to be coming back. And defensive end edge Cameron Brandt, who I love. He's been a great rotational piece backing up our edges the last couple years. I would love to see him get a shot to get more playing time, and I think he will. He's a very solid edge, and I like him a lot, so I'm glad we're going to have him back. And still no official confirmation of Ennow Etta coming back, but everyone is saying that he is coming back. It just hasn't been announced. So if we have him and Pierce, boom, defensive tackle starters, we're good to go. Jonah Leia can rotate in. We have a lot of young, exciting potential behind them. And maybe they get a guy from the portal still. We'll see. But that's looking pretty good as well. And now you got Salesi Moa. Man, I'm excited about him. I'll do a deep dive into him and kind of what he did in high school and what I think they might do with him on Michigan. But I really could see him doing kick and punt returns. Marsh looked awesome and it was electric as a punt and kick returner, but now that he's kind of our number one receiver, I don't know. I mean, that used to be what you do back in the day with college, you know. Your number one receiver would be like your dynamic electric kick and punt returner, but now it's like with injury stuff, I'd rather see Moa do it and then Moa could get in and play receiver, do wildcat, be a running back, get in and on plays, and then go play some nickel on 3rd and longs or just whenever, play a little safety. Like, I'd love to see him on both sides of the ball and special teams and just doing a little bit of everything everywhere. I think that would be awesome. Either way, whatever they decide he's going to do, I think he's going to be really fun to watch next year. It's going to be awesome. Edge out of Hope signed with Wisconsin, which was a bummer because he was getting a lot of buzz. He was getting some Michigan had reached out, showed some interest, and he had set up a bunch of visits, but his visit with Wisconsin went really well, and he signed with them. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. It is a big jump from D3 all the way up to the Big Ten, so we'll see how he does, but he is quick, and he had 15 sacks in D3. Like, he was pretty awesome, so bummer that Michigan couldn't have got him, but, you know, we have a lot of potential guys. If they're going to bring somebody in, it really should be like a stud for sure thing, because we already have a lot of guys I want to see get rotated in and get their shot. So we really don't need another potential at edge. We need proven guys if they're going to bring somebody in. If they don't, I feel like we're in pretty good shape at edge. Hopefully we'll get official word on Ennow Etta soon. Hopefully we'll get official word on Salesi Moa's brother, Asa Moa, coming to Michigan, and hopefully this weekend or soon we'll find out who this mystery linebacker is, because I really want to know. I'm excited about it, and hopefully we'll get the Nunley, the safety from Cal. That may take a little longer with recruiting, but he seems pretty excited, so I'm sure it won't take long. If he does indeed decide to sign with Michigan, we shall see. But that is all for this episode. Thank you again to everybody that hung out with me in the live stream. It was a blast. I was overwhelmed with how many people came in, and it was so fun. We talked about a lot of stuff about roster retention, about outlook for next year. We talked about the schedule. We talked about the former coaching staff. We talked about so much, and it was so much fun. So give it a watch if you haven't yet. Skip around through it. You don't have to, it's an hour and a half. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I was watching the Polynesian Bowl on my tablet, and when it got to the part with Moa, I did turn up the volume so you can hear what he says and see my reaction. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, we talked about a lot of fun stuff, so check it out. And make sure that you are in the next one, because I plan to do a bunch of live streams of basketball games whenever it'll work. Anything cool with football that's on that I could watch and live stream and talk with you guys about, I'll do. And for sure, I'll be doing every football game this fall. You better believe it. So that'll do it. Everybody, I hope your weekend is off to a fantastic start. Thanks for spending some of it with me. I will see you in the next video. And until I do, as always, go blue.